Hello, 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 Budget Kings and Queens. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Budgets with Thelma, and on my channel, we do everything that has to do with budgeting from A to Z. I am a zero-based budgeter. I am a cash stuffer. I do mini saving challenges. I do long-term challenges. I do sinking funds. I do everything you can think of, all right, to reach financial freedom for me and my family of 5. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we will be doing a budget with me, all right, for my paycheck number 1. I'm going to show you the money moves I have done in order to take care of my family's expenses, all right, from our fixed expense, from our variable expenses, a little bit of saving challenges, and of course, tackling what we can with what we have. And that is what I'm going to do in this video, all right? I am a budget by paycheck, which means every time I have income that comes in from my, job, I do a budget and then I make money moves on how I am going to use that money that comes in. All right. So that is what we're going to be doing in this video. All right. So usually I use a template when I am doing my budgeting, but this time around, I thought I'd just use paper from scratch and just do it that way. So that is what I'm using. And if you are a returning subscriber on my channel, you already know what is my favorite color. Okay. I actually have two. I'm not going to give it to you, but put it in the comments below. I almost gave it to you. But if this is the first time you're hearing my voice, welcome to my channel. If you like what you see today and you learned something new, please think about becoming part of the royal family by hitting the like, share, subscribe, and joining us. I would love to have you and make you part of my family. And if you are a true one, you know the deal. I always have something good for you. All right. So happy TGIF. I hope you guys are gonna have a great day. And if it is your payday, I know you're definitely gonna have a good day. All right. So we're gonna go through my budget and see what I am going to do on my family's behalf. But before we get into it, number 1, you're gonna let me know, what are your plans for today? Are you working and are you off? Let me know that. Number 2, you're gonna let me know if this Friday, all right, today, is it your payday or you're getting paid the following week? Let me know that in the comments below. And number 3, because we are in the month of May and it is Mother's Day month, let me know if you are a mom, okay, what year did you first become a mom, okay? I know us queens don't like to share how old we are, but just give me the date of when you became a mom, okay? And I think that should be okay. And guess what? Your secret is safe with us. And if you can hear, my house is quiet. Why is that? Everybody's still upstairs. I got my little one ready, and she's watching a little TV upstairs with my husband, and my other 2 kids are getting ready. So I said, let me come down and do this video quickly before I head to my job. I am not off today, but I am going to work. But if you are a regular subscriber on my channel, you know I like to do my videos early in the morning if I can, all right, to get it out to you so you can enjoy it for the rest of the day. All right, so let's get into my budget. Let's get into it, okay? As I said, we're doing it from scratch, which means I am not using any templates. All right. And I'm just going to show you what's going on. I'm also going to update you on a little bit of things that is going on or coming up for me and the family and see how that makes a change in what income I'm bringing in and what do I need to budget, save for, or think about while budgeting. So that is what we're going to do in this video. And again, I am a zero-based budgeter. So everything that comes in, I am definitely going to give it a job. Okay. I work for it, so now I'm going to make it work for me. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. All right. So let me begin by putting, budget for, paycheck number 1. Okay. Now, just to FYI, this month is my magic month. What does that mean for those of you who are new to budgeting? That simply means I typically get paid bi-weekly, which means I get 2 paychecks in a month. But because when it's my magic month, instead of getting 2, I get 3, which is an extra one. Now, if you get paid bi-weekly or weekly, which means you get paid 4 paychecks in a month, that means if it's your lucky month, you get 5 paychecks instead of 4. All right. So just the FYI for you newbie budgeters. All right. For you guys who are seasonal budgeters, you already know the concept, but for the new ones, just the FYI. Okay. So there we have it. Budget for paycheck number 1. All right. So for income, okay. And I hope you guys can see that in frame. For income, I am working with 1,600 every time I do my budget, guys, because after my job takes all the deductions out, like dental, health, 401k, all of those things that jobs take out, and taxes and all of that, I am then left with 1,600 to do money moves on my family's behalf. All right. And that is every time I get paid. I had a rollover of $40, all right, from my paycheck, like money that was left over in my bill account was $40. And so when I add that up, guys, that gives me, I love pink, so let's try to put a little pink in there. That gives me, okay, 1,640. All right, that we are working with, okay, for me to do money moves on my family's behalf. Okay, now let me go into my bills, okay, for paycheck number 1. Oh, guys, I didn't want to use too much blue, but let's do the blue, and we'll use the pink for the final numbers. All right, so for the bills that I have for paycheck number 1 are the following. I put mortgage here, but I won't be putting the amount, but just know that it has been paid by me and my husband. We always leave a little bit at a time from each paycheck prior and put those together. My husband does the same, and then we pay our mortgage the beginning of each month, okay? But we do have up to the 15th to take care of that, okay? But we always try to do it the beginning of the month. So just know that that has been taken care of, all right? So I won't be putting the amount because we like to keep that private. The next expense I have is my electric, guys. All right. And this month, the electric, I'm budgeting, I believe it will be for, let's see, 148. There we go. Okay. As the amount. The next thing I have is my trash and water. Okay. Which is in one bill. That equals $100. Okay. And the next thing that I have is my, let's see, 1, 2, 3, my HOA. Oopsie, H-O, there we go, A, all right, HOA. And I usually pay that half amount, and that is $100, okay? Whenever I have any expenses that are large expenses, I always do the split method, which simply means I split it in half and I break it down into each paycheck I'm getting in the month. Okay. And so because I get paid bi-weekly, I am dividing it by 2. Even though I have that lucky paycheck at the end of the month, that paycheck, I'm going to use it for other things. So I am still budgeting as if I had 2 paychecks only in the month. Okay. Just the FYI. All right. So now when I have these here, and typically I would have my car insurance here, guys, as part of my expense for paycheck number 1, but my husband has already taken care of that. And just the FYI, my husband do take care of our fixed expenses in half. What does that mean? For the 4 walls that Dave Ramsey recommends as your 4 walls, and if you are a budgeter, you know what it is, please put it in the comments below. All right. I want to see who knows what it is. And for those 4 walls, which are my fixed expenses, me and my husband split it. As I mentioned, our mortgage, we split that in half. Okay. And there's other expenses that we have that are in our fixed expenses. My husband either pays half or he pays it full altogether, and I pay them full altogether. It all depends. Okay. So insurance is one of the ones that we split in half, but this time around, my husband paid the full amount himself. Okay. So that is why it is not included in this budget. Okay. So when I add all my fixed expenses, which is just these here, and I have some subscriptions as well that I'm going to be adding, and I'm just putting a star, which means if things were to happen, life would be lifing. These 2 things that I'm putting a star would be gone. I would just not even add them. I would just cancel them altogether. But my fixed expenses, I must pay them or I'll be out of luck. And you know what I mean if you're a regular traditional budgeter. Fixed expenses are things we must pay regardless, okay? And the ones that have stars are Netflix, Okay, and Netflix, I am budgeting $27 for that one. It has gone up, okay? And we have the one that you can play on multiple devices and no commercials, okay? And then for my Roku subscription, okay, my kids have one of the ones, I don't know if it's Max or Apple or Disney, but whatever, they have this one. And this is for $9.99. All right, so when I add all of these up, okay, and I have my little calculator here. Let's see, there we go. And when I add 148, okay, of my electric plus $100 of my trash and water, $100, half of my HOA, $27 for Netflix, okay, $9.99 for the subscription. It gives me, let me use my highlighter so you guys can see. It gives me $384.99, okay, for my fixed expenses. All right, so that's the first one. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my variable expenses. And as you know, variable expenses are things that you can adjust the amounts, take out, or put in the categories and the amount. So this is more flexible. All right, and these are your cash envelopes. And I'm just abbreviating it, okay? And there you have it. So I get to make these categories. And so for my variable expenses, I have the following, okay, that I always have. And sometimes I take them out and add different ones in, but these are the most common ones that I have traditionally. All right, I have my kids. I have personal. I have groceries. I have gas. I have eating out. I have, let's see if there's anything else I'm leaving out. I usually have shopping / miscellaneous, and I also have toiletries. But this time around, I am simply going to focus on these here, okay? Make sure I didn't leave anything out. Let's see here. And that's it. So again, as I mentioned, I usually have more envelopes than this, like 2 additional ones. But for now, I'm just simply doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 categories. All right, for my kids envelope, I am budgeting $20. For my personal, I am budgeting $50. For my groceries, I am budgeting $200 as always. Bi-weekly, I always cash stuff $200 from my regular paycheck to cash stuff for groceries. Okay, and if we need more, my husband always chips in and he shops in between. But as for me, for my regular paycheck, I always take out $200. Now for gas, because me and my pumpkin are using the same vehicle, and I will link the video of what happened and why that is going on for now. And we simply use, I believe for her car, it's $50, okay, to fill it up. And then for eating out, I am budgeting $100 because Mother's Day weekend is finally here, right? And so I will be taking my mom out for brunch, okay, after church, okay, for Mother's Day, okay? So I am budgeting $100 to do that. Okay, so when I add all these up, Budget Kings and Queens, I have the following amount. 20, I want to make sure I'm in frame. There we go. $20 for kids, $50 for personal, $200 for groceries, $50 for gas, $100 for eating out. And that gives me $420, okay, that I will be cash stuffing in my variable expenses, which is my everyday wallet, cash envelopes, okay? Now, for the next category I have, I'm going to do my debt, okay, debt / other expenses, okay? And I'm just abbreviating, Okay. So there we have it. So in this category, it will be debt and other expenses that are not like my fixed expenses, but are things I have to do in this current month. Okay. So let me just do my little line here. All right. And for my debt section, okay, I have the following. I have my toll fee because I do take the turnpike to and from work. All right. Because I live far from my job and I do have to put money on my SunPass in order to travel, commute. Okay. So I always put $20 every pay period on my SunPass. Okay. And so for that amount, that is 20. The other expense that I have is the following. And I'm going to put a star because these are ones that I don't typically have, but I have right now. Okay. Other expense that I have is I have to do prom. Okay. And my son is an 8th grader. He is graduating this year from middle school. And so he is attending his prom. So for the prom tickets, that is a total of $40. My son is also going to the end of the year, and I'm just abbreviating, end year trip. Okay, and that trip costs $120 for the ticket, and that is for them to go on an all-day trip for their final year in middle school. Okay, and so these are the additional expenses that I have. All right, and I'm going to put washing. Okay, just a FYI, a family update. My dryer is no longer working. Y'all hear the announcement? My dryer is no longer working. Talk about life be lifing. Okay, my car was acting up. Now my dryer acting up. What luck, right? So April, that was crazy, right? Car acting up. And now May, dryer acting up. All right. But this dryer, I've had it since I purchased my home, and we've had our home for quite some time. It might be my second dryer. I'm not quite sure. I'll ask my husband, but either way, it is no longer drying. When you turn it on, you put the clothes in and it's still not drying, or it'll have a fire smell. So at this point, me and my husband, we're thinking about purchasing a new one. But in the meantime, my washing machine does work. So we wash at the house. And when we're done washing everything, we then go to a laundromat and then we dry. Okay. And so for washing and dryer, okay, and washing is just in case we have like a big load we may have to wash in the laundry, like the big comforters. I don't want to put them in my washing machine and washing all the clothes and then they get damp and get like a funny smell because they need to be dried immediately, just in case we have to wash. But for sure, for drying in the dryer, we have to go at the laundromat now. And so I am budgeting $20 to dry the clothes for me and the kids, okay, the whole family, okay? And so that changes our budget a little bit because now I have to dry at a laundromat, okay? So that's crazy, crazy, crazy. Just things be happening, guys. All right. So yeah, it's just something that now is part of the budget for now. Okay. So now I have in the debt / other expenses, the following amount. Okay. 20 for my toll fee, $40 for my son's prom, 20 for the dryer to dry at the laundromat, and then $120 for my son's field trip. Okay, that gives me a total of $200. And just to FYI, guys, for my husband to get my son a couple of things for his prom, and we might get a little rental so when he gets there and all of that, because, you know, just a little something to do at the end of his, you know, prom. They're going to be renting a hall and all of that. And so just the little things my husband has going on. I'm super happy. But for me, I am doing just the field trip and the prom tickets. And my husband is doing his other things, his outfit, renting the car and all of that. Okay. And so for the cost of this section here, it totals $200. Okay. So now that we have that taken care of, the last section that we need to do, and I hope everything's in frame, is my favorite section of all, and that is my savings, okay, slash sinking funds, okay, which means paying ourselves first for our goals and dreams. My favorite section of all, okay? I know for this section, I want to do my emergency, okay, fund. And for this section here, I want to put $20, okay? And then the next thing I want to put in here is my savings challenges, okay? And for my saving challenges, all the ones that I have, the different minis, I also have a series that I will be doing in this month called Saving with Budget Besties, which is my group play series. So I have that in there as well. I have my health to wellness, where I'm also doing saving challenges, just a couple of saving challenges that I'm doing. All of those total $150, all right, to do those different mini videos and cash stuff for those, okay? And then always a buffer, okay? And the buffer will be what I will leave in my bill account, okay, to not only zero out the account when we're done, but also to leave a little bit just in case any of these expenses that I'm budgeting for is more than what I'm putting on paper, that I'll have a cushion to cover those bills, and also to leave a little bit for when I'm saving a little bit for my mortgage for the upcoming month, okay? So we'll see what that final number is. But just for these here, okay, and one more, we have our sinking funds, okay? And our sinking funds that I am doing are the following. Actually, let me put it here so I'll have more space. All right, the sinking funds that I will be doing is I will be doing for Mother's Day, okay? And for Mother's Day, I am putting $100 to purchase my mom's gift, okay? And that will go into the Mother's Day envelope. The next sinking fund that I will be putting money into is my personal growth. And that is for me to attend the Dave Ramsey class that my church will be having soon. They have already told me a fee. And every time I get paid, there's a certain amount I have to save. All right. And so that is $13. And then the next thing I have is my giveaway. Okay. And I am budgeting $20 in this envelope. And then I have, let's see if there's anything. Okay. Back to school. And that's to purchase my son anything that he may need towards the end of the school year, or my youngest. Okay. And I am putting in here, okay, $100. Okay. And then I have home maintenance, because you guys know I'm having issues with my dryer. I am now going to be cash stuffing to start saving for a dryer for the house. So I'm simply putting $20 in this category. Okay. So now when I add, okay, when I add my sinking fund section, okay, of $100 for Mother's Day, $13 for personal growth, $20 for giveaway, $100 for back to school. And that's for any categories that I may have for back to school, guys, okay? Anything that they need. For example, this week and last week was Teacher Appreciation Week. So that envelope came in handy, okay? And let's see, $20. So that gives me $200 for this section here, $253, okay? All right, and when I add this section along with it, of $20 for emergency, that gives me $273. And then when I add my $50 for my saving challenges, that gives me $423. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, and that's including this and that. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm now going to take my original income and minus out all these expenses, and then it will let me know how much I have left to put in my buffer. And once I know my buffer amount, I will be able to zero out my account. Okay, so let's get started. For my income of $1,600, I'm gonna, oh, excuse me, guys. Let me click on that again. 1,600 and there we go. 1,000. Oh, make sure I'm in frame. 1,640 is the income I'm working with. I'm going to minus my fixed expenses of $384.99. That gives me 1,000. Let me write it in blue. That gives me $1,255.01. Okay? When I minus my income from my fixed expenses. When I minus my variable envelopes, which is my everyday wallet, of 420, that gives me $835.01. Okay? And when I take this amount from my debt amount, from this amount of $200, that gives me a total of, let me move this over, $635.01 to work with. All right. And when I minus from this amount, the 423 for my sinking funds, all right, and my savings, that gives me $212.01. And that is the amount that I'm going to put here. Okay? Which means that is the money I have left out of doing all these budgeting amounts. Okay? That means that is going to be my buffer. Okay? Which means that is what I have left. And I have to do something with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this money in my bill account. Okay? Which means I'm going to minus $212.01 that I had left over is going to go straight into my buffer, which means I'm going to put it in my bills account. And when I put it in my bills account, if any of these fixed expenses are more than what I'm budgeting for, or an unexpected expense comes up, it will get taken out of the 212. Now, if what I'm budgeting for in my fixed expenses are less, then this 212 will remain in my bill account until I get paid again. And then whatever I have left, I will continue that same process. And then I will then at that point put a little bit aside for my upcoming mortgage. My husband put his, and we take care of the budget for our mortgage the upcoming month. Okay. So it's important to have that buffer to help you just for them unexpected expenses that may occur, or that you budget for, but you under budget, but it was more than what you thought. Okay. And so when I minus this amount from the actual amount left over, it gives me a zero-based budget. Okay. So again, my name is Budgets with Elma. I hope you enjoyed how I did my budget breakdown from my expenses, from my actual income, and letting you know how I do money moves on me and my family's behalf, and what I have left over, and how I zero-base budget my budget every time. My name is Budgets with Elma, and I will see you on my next video.